All right, welcome back to the Tangent. Today we're going to actually have a little lighthearted conversation about some of our favorite food. It's going to be all about cereal. So again, today we have Devin and Tim and myself. Harrison is not going to be able to join us today, but that's not a big deal because we can always do it without him.
Because we're going to sit here and enjoy our conversation about cereal.
So
I think it's going to be more fun than you'd expect. And
so,
who doesn't love cereal anyways? So let's do this.
We're going to start this little conversation. I'm going to go around the room and just have you guys pick top 3 cereals.
Top 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, Tim, you have a cereal?
Well, there's always Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Damn you.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. If we can overlap, everybody can like the
I
same
don't want
stuff.
to just be that boring guy that talks about the same shit that Tim talked about.
My favorite part about Cinnamon Toast Crunch is not the actual Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's the fucking milk at the end.
So I feel like it's an entire series of enjoyable events.
It is, absolutely. Because, the Cinnamon Toast...
There's the cinnamon, the toast, and the crunch, man.
And then when you're done, you still got milk.
Right.
So, do you have one? We'll do one
I'd
at
have
a
to
time.
probably say Captain Crunch of any kind of form is probably a favorite. It's like the one cereal that just rips up the roof of my mouth that I'm just like, this is a fair price to pay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I'm good with
I don't
pretty
really
much any
like
Captain Crunch.
like Cocoa Puffs or I feel like everybody likes Reese's Puffs and stuff, but I don't really like that stuff that much. Because
I'm not a big
I
fan of
don't
Reese's
think
Puffs.
that the ripping up of my mouth on cereal is always worth it, but I think on Captain Crunch it's worth it.
And I think you're right when you say any Captain Crunch because all of them are spectacular.
I don't care if it's just the squares or just the
OG Crunch Berries, peanut butter.
Right, just the berries.
Just berries. They think they have a
stuff.
chocolate one too, but I don't think I've ever had that one. But either way,
well, I think they came out with like a peanut butter chocolate crunch for a while, which is basically just
Reese's
Puffs.
but Captain Crunch. Well, I
I
personally think that when it comes to Reese's Puffs, because you made a comment about that, is there isn't enough peanut butter and chocolate flavor. You're in it. I think if they put a little bit more oomph behind the peanut.
Honestly,
every
time I try Reese's Puff cereal, all I do is just go, okay, but where's all the flavor?
Right. Well, and that's what I'm saying is like in Captain Crunch, peanut butter Captain Crunch. When you bite into peanut butter Captain Crunch, it's peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Right. That's the when I saw they did the peanut butter chocolate Captain Crunch, I considered getting it because I was just like, well, I know the peanut butter side's covered.
Right, absolutely.
I like a lot of things. I don't really like a lot of things that are peanut butter, but I like chocolate peanut butter mixtures. And
Do you like peanut butter?
And not a whole lot.
Yeah,
no.
he has a But
I
my
like
thing is,
mixtures
think about
with peanut
this.
butter.
Think about this. If they mix peanut butter Captain Crunch and just the berries, because it'd be like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay, but we could do that because we have peanut butter crunch and we have Oops All Berries. We can just make this
and test it.
Yeah.
Because I just
peanut butter berry crunch. Bam.
Because I just thought about that because that would be almost like peanut butter and jelly.
Book it, Kellogg's.
This is further evidence
General
of what I was
Mills,
saying
whoever
that
it
we
is.
need to do earlier. We need to just go buy all the cereal and start doing just like flavor review.
Yeah, you
There's
guys almost didn't get an episode today because we were going to spend the whole day doing research.
Doing hardcore, action-packed research.
There is a company
Very
out
important.
There.
The world needs
a deep dive.
There is a company out there, and I forget the name of it, but it's a website where you can make a box of cereal of whatever you want.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So that you tell them what kind of cereals you want in it, and they'll mix it and they'll send it to you.
If somebody,
so, if you really don't like yourself, you can put grape nuts in it.
Heck yeah!
So total props to my father for this idea. I gotta give him credit for it because we're being recorded right now. But my dad firmly believes that if somebody were to just open a drive-through where you can come through and get a bowl of cereal, you'd make a killing. That'd be so much money.
Oh my God, there's our $1 million idea.
You know, just like, hey, come on through Cereal Killers and get you a bowl of Fruit Loops. Come by 5 minutes later and get you a completely different cereal.
Oh my gosh, because you
Money,
think about
just
it.
nothing but money.
On the one hand, this seems like a great idea. On the other hand, it seems like a great idea to get people into a lot of car accidents.
Potentially,
Yes. I wouldn't even say...
maybe not a drive-through. Then.
Maybe not a
I would say
drive-thru.
a drive-through, but maybe a come in and like carry
come
out
sit down.
or sit down.
Yeah.
Like if you sit down, we give you a good sized bowl. And
Well, we can have different
how did
sizes.
I never think
You
about
know, we can
that?
have a small, a medium, a large, and a dear God, I'm just going to sit around all day and eating cereal. You know,
with a giant wood spoon.
with a giant
Yeah.
wood spoon. Like you ever see the episode of Boy Meets World where Eric just sat on the couch all day with his Cocoa Puffs in the big fucking mixing bowl?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. But
All right.
anyways,
So my first one would probably be Frosted Flakes.
yeah, that's a good one too.
I can definitely.
I think
sit-
that's a pretty even if
I could get down on some.
we
Frosted
all
Flakes.
only named one, but I feel like that's a pretty strong top 3
Yeah.
of just like really good cereal.
I was saying because if I had my choice of only one cereal to eat for the rest of my life, I'd be okay with
Flakes
Frosted
is a solid choice, very solid choice.
So I mean, do you have another one, Tim?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's always Honey Nut Cheerios. You can't go wrong with a good
Never
bowl
go
of
wrong
Honey Nut
with a
Cheerios.
good
I can
bowl of
agree
Honey
with
Nut
that.
Cheerios.
I kind of steer more towards like I guess the fruity flavored stuff. So I would also have to say in my top 3 would be Fruity Pebbles because
Oh, we were
I don't
just
know.
talking about
Yeah,
Fruity
just
Pebbles.
a bowl of Fruity Pebbles is a hell of a pleasurable thing.
It's like, and truthfully, it's like you were talking. You don't put as much milk in, but even towards the end, like
yeah,
just that little bit of mush
yeah.
is okay with the Fruity Pebbles because
Right.
it really
You gotta build
absorbs
to
all
it
the
though.
flavor.
But if you put like a gallon of milk in your little ass bowl of Fruity Pebbles, you're kind of defeating the beauty of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. So, James, second one.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
Frosted
Actually,
Mini Wheats.
even if it's not mini wheats, because I've seen them frosted, but the frosted big wheat and shredded wheat, it doesn't matter. If they're frosted, shredded wheat,
So you like your hard grass?
I like eating hard grass.
Here's some unsweetened meat to eat, and it's shredded, so it feels like chewing on hard grass.
Yeah,
So that's
just
Tim
for the
reading
audience.
directly off of an old ad for shredded wheat.
That was the original sales pitch for shredded wheat. Was that it was like eating hard grass,
Okay,
but apparently it worked.
So, I feel like maybe we're missing out on some of the not so super flavorful cereals, but every once in a while I do get this weird kick where I want to go out and buy a box of Kix, the Kix cereal.
Oh, man.
Kix were weirdly good.
Sad.
Right, for being
Yeah.
a not intensely flavored cereal,
It was
they're
just
really
like
good.
corn,
It had a
corn
little-
puffs, basically. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It was just
like
a
glazed.
It wasn't even glazed. The sweetness came from the corn, so they
Yeah.
used a real sweet corn
Yeah.
meal, and they made these little puffs. So it has a little bit of sweet
Yeah.
taste to it, but it's not overly sweet,
Yeah,
and it's kind of
for
bland.
being an extremely boring cereal, it's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a cereal that I've tried that I didn't enjoy. Like, I'm not picky. Like, I'd eat straight up just like granola and milk.
Oh, I've done that.
You know,
they
I
have
don't
those cereals, and I love those cereals. Those
Yeah.
are great.
Those were some of the first cereals.
I
just
love
granola and milk.
I love like the honey bunches of oats, that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, Honey Bunches of Oats is great.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like the fruity, flavorful, like amazing cereals that like everybody loves. Even like I don't care. It depends on what I'm in the mood for.
And truthfully, yes, we bashed on Grape Nuts a little while ago, but I do love Grape Nuts.
And Grape Nuts is one of the original cereals. Like it's
I didn't necessarily bash on it. I just thought what Tim said was hilarious.
I mean it's.
I know a lot of people are like,
when I say it's one of the original cereals, one of the original ideas for cereals, for breakfast cereals, cold cereals, there was like granola, and then you would splash some milk in it, and then someone found this, discovered Grape Nuts. Like they made them by accident, and they're
I
like,
think it
okay,
was
what can I do with this?
I think
And
it
they
was
were
made because of the granules could be eaten by people with like soft gum, almost gummet, or without teeth, or so
Yeah,
it was.
I
It was
guess.
a way to put nutrition into a breakfast for the elderly, and that's why it's known as an elderly style.
no, it's known as an elderly cereal because only old people feel like trying to eat it.
And like,
I'd say
But
that's
I watched an entire documentary on just grape nuts. And I don't know why I did it, but it was there and I watched it. And
Well, here you go.
This dude made it kind of by
pays
accident. Like he
dividends.
used to work for the company that made the first cereals, the just granola cereals. And he went off on his own. He's like, I'm gonna make a thing, and he made grape nuts. And he's like, this is awful. You can't eat it. It's just rocks. And then he was just like, oh wait, they put milk in theirs. But that was why I put milk in this. And he put milk in it and started softening it up so you could actually eat it. And he was like, genius. And he sold
Yeah,
it.
drywall with
and
milk.
yeah, and again, nursing homes were the ones that picked that up more often because, again, once it softened up in the milk.
Well, originally it was considered like the businessman's breakfast food, but all those businessmen are all in nursing homes now. So
Yeah, that's true.
that's just
That's just what I heard was like they used to use them in like hospitals, use it in hospitals and nursing homes, just to get the right amount of fiber and grain and whatever else nutritional value it had into a person.
gravel.
Gravel,
You know,
rocks.
what was that one? It was, I can't remember the exact name on it. I mostly just remember the commercials, but I remember I did have it and I enjoyed it. It's just I guess it wasn't a very popular cereal for me, or I don't know. It was like Honeycomb Crunch or some crap like that.
No, honeycomb.
They had like those crazy ass commercials where like that freaking hairy thing would just like.
Yeah, it was just honeycombs.
Oh, it was just honeycombs.
It was just honeycombs.
Yeah, honeycomb's good.
Yeah,
Honeycombs
they
are
were
good.
freaking delicious.
They actually, again, because of the honey, it added a little sweet to their little corn
Yeah.
shape that was shaped into little.
Yeah,
like
simple
honey.
stuff.
I mean, I feel like there's two basic types of breakfast cereal. It's like it's either wheat based or corn based.
Right.
And like I can't even think of
right
a. Oh,
about
well,
that.
maybe Rice Krispies is
Well, I mean,
based.
Rice-based.
yeah, rice.
If you look at the Chex, like main lines, is the types of cereals you're gonna.
Like,
You
all the checks are all
Corn.
wheat based.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they have a wheat Chex,
I said all wheat based.
and then they have
Well,
corn
how
Chex,
can you have
They
a
have a
wheat
corn Chex?
Chex and a corn Chex if they're all wheat based?
and then they have, they have a couple different types of
Yeah.
Chex. So when you go into your Chex Mix, they make the mixes out of the brown ones are the wheat and the yellow ones are the corn.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's just one. Again, Tim's right. It's either wheat based or
Corn based.
Corn-based,
more than
or
Or it's
likely,
Rice
yeah.
Krispies.
Or well, Rice Krispies apparently stands on their own, or I
Puffed
guess
rice.
you could say that grapefruit stands on their or grapefruits. Grape nuts stand on their own too, kind of.
grape nuts, I think is wheat based.
I guess,
it's-
sure.
I,
I thought it was grape based because it is grape nuts.
no, I don't even know why they called it grape nuts
I don't
originally.
either.
Yeah, no
don't
idea.
Because people like I've seen a lot of people talking about it and it's like it's grape flavored and it's like I don't think it actually is and it definitely wasn't originally.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
are
no,
forgetting
it's not.
one. You are forgetting one base. Is
Okay.
Bran.
Oh yeah, bran. Yeah.
well, I mean,
Raisin
brand
clearly.
is a wheat.
So
Yeah.
I mean, they have those little square brands or the raisin brand or And truthfully, I think Devin said it is cereal is not. I don't think I've found a cereal I won't eat.
Yeah, no, I don't really have like favorites.
Even some of them
Or,
super
I don't really have
healthy.
cereals that I won't eat.
Even
Right.
some of them super healthy.
If it's there, sure, but there are definitely cereals I don't bother buying.
Yeah, well, for
True.
sure. You know, like honeycombs. I probably would never bother
I mean,
buying.
I bought
honeycombs.
honeycomb, but like I never buy Apple Jacks.
Oh yeah, see, that.
I never
I
buy
forget that
Fruit
one exists.
Loops.
Well, see, and the thing is like back in the day when I was staying with my grandmother, she used to buy those individual. The varieties of the little individual boxes.
Yeah,
that way she wasn't like, I'm just buying one box and that's what we got to deal with. So she would buy a bunch of the random assortment packs.
Those were super big when I was a kid.
Yeah, they were.
You can get the ones where they come in the little bowls now.
Yeah. I had one of those for breakfast every day because that's what they served. That's one of the things they served for breakfast at my school was those. Those little singular bowls. I had like Frosted Flakes.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. They had those at my school too, but one of the guys I went to school with, he was just like, screw that, and he literally just came to school with an entire box of Captain Crunch, and just walked from class to class. Like, he didn't have any milk. He just like would reach into the box and like just eat a handful of Captain Crunch in the middle of class.
Said that you never buy like Fruit Loops and stuff like that, but like I used to do that exclusively. I would buy Fruit Loops and never eat them with milk. I would just eat Fruit Loops out of the box all day.
There are some cereals that I'm okay with doing that. With, Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, I could do that with. Fruit Loops, I could definitely do that.
I have an
with.
interesting little thing to throw into this conversation. Has there ever been like a non-cereal-esque or a non-cereal food that's kind of cereal-esque that maybe you poured some milk in and ate like a cereal?
Do you have an example?
I do, and it did not go very well for me, which is kind of why I wanted to throw it in here because it was a bad idea, so don't try it.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of
Oreos. So one time I went on like a weekend trip and I bought like a thing of Oreos. And for some reason I decided it would be a better idea to take all the Oreos out of the packaging that it was in and put it in just a big Ziploc baggie.
Okay.
So by like 2 hours into this trip, all the Oreos were just broken and crushed and
okay.
So just all in this bag. So I'm just like, hey, I bet it'd be a good idea to just eat this like cereal. Like I had some milk, so I poured it into a bowl, poured some milk in there, and it's just nothing but sugar. All it tasted like was the creamy crap. Because the mush of the cookies just flavor was gone.
They did make
horrible.
make an Oreo cereal.
I think they still do.
They probably still do.
I'm never gonna try
but
it.
What they did was instead of doing exactly what Devin did,
it's mostly cookie.
What
kind of Oreos were these? Were these regular Oreos or like double stuffed?
Regular Oreos.
Or like the mega stuffs?
Regular Oreos, and the only thing that I could taste was the filling.
So, instead of what Devin did was crunching up cookies and putting them in, Oreo got together with Post or one of the cereal manufacturers, and they made little O's, almost like, but they were the chocolate with little speckles of white. So they had the Oreo flavor, but they held up better in milk. I think that's the issue.
I think maybe you would have liked it better.
It wasn't destined to be cereal. It was destined to be cookies that you kind of dip in milk for like 10 seconds.
Well, I think you would have probably liked it better if you were younger. Like, because I remember when I was a kid, I loved double stuffed Oreos. But as I got older, I went to regular Oreos. So I was just like, I want to be less sugar.
Yeah,
I want more cookie and less frosting.
I still do double stuffs.
Yeah,
I still like the double stuffs and all. But if I have a choice, I choose the regular.
Yeah,
I always have. I mean, as a matter of fact,
I've always been more of a fan of the cookie of Oreo rather than
the reason why I discovered that was actually because I went to the store one day and tried to buy double stuffed Oreos. And they were all out. And I was like, well, I still want Oreos, so I bought just a regular pack of Oreos, and I was like, I guess I'll suffer with this. And I was like, man, I actually like these better.
I almost can't even eat Oreos now because of that experience.
Oh.
Like, if they made, like, just the Oreo cookies without the filling, I'd probably buy those and eat them. But, like, the filling is ruined for me.
You're that weird guy who buys the regular Oreos so you can spin them apart and scrape away the frosting.
What a waste of money.
So you would like then the thins, the Oreo thins.
Yeah,
because they don't have any.
Oh yeah, they got way less filling.
Yeah, and it's just like one little cookie.
Yeah, I forgot
way
that
less.
those existed.
I think you would enjoy those.
I probably would smash an entire
thing
thing of
It's
them.
just like
entire case.
It's just like me and Girl Scout cookies, the Thin Mints. Those go pretty quick.
Man, yeah, I can't buy Samoas because if I do, I'll be buying Samoas tomorrow.
Yeah,
If I buy them today, I'll buy more
smashed the whole
tomorrow.
box. I did smash the whole box of Samoas.
Yeah, they're so delicious.
within like a day and a half.
It's like Samoas, Thin Mints, and the lemon ones I like too.
Lemon ones
I
are
like
good.
the lemon
The ones that I really enjoy are the peanut butter sandwich cookies.
I'm good on that.
But I like
Yeah, they're all right.
I like peanut butter.
Yeah,
Dude,
there's
I
not
love
enough chocolate
peanut
to
butter. I'm not a huge
ratio
fan
on
of
them.
peanut butter cookies.
Not those ones. Not the ones that are covered. These are little sandwich cookies.
Oh yeah, well, honestly, neither one works.
So
for
they're
me,
peanut
so-
butter. They're peanut butter cookies sandwiched with peanut butter in the middle. But those are my all-time favorite Girl Scout cookies. Are the peanut butter ones. So anyway, we got off into cookies.
Yeah, we kind of switched into the Oreo. Anyway, so do you guys have any examples of things like that, or am I the weirdo?
I think you're the weirdo.
I don't think I've run into a situation quite like that.
Now, I did once do something because we were out of cereal, and I was really craving Cheerios and bananas.
Okay.
Because I loved just slicing up bananas and putting them in my Cheerios, but we didn't have any Cheerios. But I really wanted just the milk and... So yes, I did slice up bananas and put it in a bowl and put some milk over it.
Hey.
Which didn't turn out half bad because it's
You know,
just milk and bananas.
Nancy was telling me something that she used to do, or that her mom and her brother used to do when she was a kid, that she doesn't really like peaches, but her mom and brother really did, and her boyfriend at the time really does. So she tried something that they used to do for him, and he freaking loved it, where she'd take peaches, and like full peaches, cut them in half, put some sugar on them, and then pour milk in it.
Oh, actually, you know
It's
what?
just
Sounds
peaches and
amazing.
cream, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
A buddy of mine used to, and he got me into doing this for a little while. He would make rice and pour milk into rice until it was, it looked like cereal with milk in it, and then he would sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top of it. And I was like, "The hell are you doing?" He was like,
It's just a rice pudding.
Right,
Rice
and
pudding,
he
rice milk.
just ate it, and he was just like, "Dude, motherfucker, just try it." And it's like, "Okay," and I tried it, and it was like, I gotta do this now."
Yeah, let's say have
Yeah,
bad.
I think that if you used a sweeter rice too,
Yeah,
It was just white rice.
I know.
Yeah,
but if you
something
used
like
like
that
if
works
you used like
really
a Thai
well.
sweet rice and cooked it and did the same thing, I bet you it would be a little better.
well, rice is just all it does is soak up other things.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Right.
not all of it.
So obviously you cook the rice first.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just
I mean,
cooked
I,
rice
I,
and
would,
milk.
I wouldn't suggest putting some hard ass rice in a bowl of milk.
Okay, the reason why I asked
Probably-
that is because my mom used to make a dessert called purple rice. Now, when she cooked this purple rice, now it's technically it's black rice. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever heard of it, but
Yeah.
after it's cooked, it turns purple.
Ah.
But she would cook it in coconut milk,
Mm-hmm.
so it made it sweeter than it would normally. And when it came out like a gooey
Oh,
substance. So she would take that purple rice and flatten it out on a sheet, and then she'd roll it in shredded phyllo dough and deep fry it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a little crunch on the outside with a nice smooth texture on the inside that was just not smooth mousse, but it had a little rice still texture to it, but it was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Like
she
rice milk sushi.
yeah, and then she put some kind of sauce. That was one of her signature desserts at her restaurant.
That sounds awesome.
It's called purple rice fettuccine, is what she called it. It was her own. It was her own design. So she made the whole thing from.
Her idea.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So because that black rice has a little bit of sweetness to it, and then you cook it in milk, coconut milk, which is sweeter.
So I think
And
we
when it
were
condenses, it sweetens up the whole thing.
So
And
I
it makes
think
it purple.
we've arrived to the conclusion that milk is hella versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Put some milk in it and see what happens.
generally good things.
Yeah. Generally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. There's a line, people. There's a line.
Oh, milk and Pepsi.
Yeah, I was saying, don't be
Was it
eating
Pepsi
like
or Dr.
salads
Pepper
with milk or
That
whatever.
somebody used to do
It was Laverne and Shirley. It was Milk and Pepsi.
Was it Pepsi?
That sounds disgusting. What the?
Yeah. That was a drink.
You ever seen the show Laverne and Shirley?
Never.
You ever seen Happy Days?
Maybe. Probably
Yeah,
like
the
once or twice.
Happy Days
The
with Fonzie.
Hey.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So there were these two characters, Laverne and Shirley. They were friends of Fonzie. They moved up to Milwaukee or whatever, and they gave them their own spin-off show called Laverne and Shirley. And I can't remember which one it was, but one of them always drank milk and Pepsi. They would mix milk and Pepsi, and I've known people that have tried it, and they say it's good. I've never tried it. Is I just always look at it and I go, "You people are insane."
I don't think I would. Yeah. And the other thing that when it comes to gross mixes is that freaking, what was that movie where they lock themselves in the bunker for however many
back
years?
to Blast from the Past.
Oh,
Hot
yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, the hot Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't work. By the way, you can't just heat up soda and it still be soda.
Well, I don't think it was supposed to be. He just heated it up. You get all the carbonation goes away. It just
It
becomes
becomes
a syrup.
tar. Yeah, that's gross. Like there's not even the flavor's not even there anymore. You just like
It's
you
just-
got
just like-
tar in a pot. That's
Well, you don't
you can
heat
go
it up
plaster
that
your
far.
roof with that.
You don't heat it up that far. You just get it just to the boil.
Oh, I know, like a pot of coffee, like
Yeah.
warm it.
Right.
Warm,
It
warm
always
Dr.
looked
Pepper,
like he was
not
drinking
hot
it like coffee, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so weird. That movie's great, though. By the way,
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies, actually. Hell, I watched that so many times.
Yeah, that movie is pretty hysterical. But I guess we can kind of go back to cereal.
Yeah,
for a
let's
little
actually
bit.
get back on topic here for a second.
I mean, if we want.
we're I'm sure our fans are just absolutely dying for us to get back to the topic at hand.
Yeah, considering we never stay on topic like ever.
But one more thing on Milk's behalf. I mean, you can mix it with certain kinds of alcohol.
This is true.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, Kahlua and cream.
Yeah.
Kahlua and milk tastes like chocolate milk with a bit of alcohol to it.
Bit of bite.
So you just like, I could drink a whole bottle of Kahlua
Well, there was that
mixed with milk and not even realize. Next thing you know,
there was
Yeah,
that
full
mint
on.
You got a
that mint
heavy
chocolate
stomach.
liqueur that I found that Nick
Ooh, yeah.
Nick poured like half of it, half milk, and was just drinking it, and I was like, "Is that good?" And he's like, "It tastes like chocolate milk." It's like,
Oh, man. Shit like that is dangerous.
yeah.
and,
But that
and
was,
he was right, man. It tastes exactly
I
like
was-
chocolate milk.
you know, when I first got started, when I first started drinking heavily, I would always take some weird ass stuff. Like, my favorite was Kahlua and cream or Kahlua and milk.
Mm-hmm.
People like to hand me White Russians, and I tell them to go shove it because they added vodka to it. No, just
I
kidding.
like White Russians.
I do like White Russians to an extent, but I would prefer just Kahlua and milk because it tastes like chocolate milk. But if you add vodka to it, it's just a
you're
little too
ruining
much.
the taste.
Yeah,
Just for a little bit more alcohol.
Yeah.
Good.
but my other was Malibu and cranberry, which is really weird because it's coconut rum and cranberry juice, so it's like a coconutty cranberry juice. And I really enjoyed that, but then I realized that those are girly drinks, so I.
Well, I mean, there was
Well, anything with cranberry.
blue Hawaiian Long Island that we had the other day.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Yeah.
We went to Applebee's after Nick's dad's,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Tim were like, "Man, we really want to drink." And I was thinking about just getting a beer, but I was looking over, and he said something. I need a Long Island iced tea. I'm like, "Ooh, a Long Island iced tea looks good." So we both got one. But I'm looking at the menu still, and they have this thing called the Blue Hawaiian Long Island iced tea. So it's made with blue Coroca and coconut rum but it's still it's still considered a Long
I
Island
bet
iced
it
tea.
was delicious.
And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, and I pretty much immediately ordered one.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he proceeded to down it pretty damn quick. I went through both of those freaking Long Islands though pretty damn quick.
Yep. I went through my 2 Long Islands, and we finished Huck's
Nick's
beer for him. Yeah. Because he only drank like a third of it, and we were just like, whatever. We'll drink it.
Yeah,
more,
we'll drink it.
that's fine.
More for us. That's fine.
That's right. Hey, if there's alcohol,
We're not alcoholics, I swear.
somebody's gonna finish it at least, because we're all.
We're not alcoholics. We don't go to meetings. We're just drunks.
Yeah, we just got experience. We got experience.
But I mean, so back to cereal.
Back to cereal.
Have you ever tried alcohol in your cereal?
Barrios. Have some Barrios for breakfast.
gross. That's not what I'm thinking. But think about this and try this, like rum chata.
I bet that would be
That
amazing.
that could be really good. Yeah.
Depending
Or
on man,
Kahlua.
I'd be in the bathroom in like 5 minutes after.
Well, there's that mocha liqueur that I have in the car right
The
now.
mocha liqueur. That's
y'all
really
are
good.
talking about the alcohol, but what cereals would you mix these?
So obviously
Well,
rum chata.
there's a lot of things
with?
I
Anything
can.
chocolatey, probably.
Well, rum chata could be Cocoa Crisp, Cocoa Puffs,
Cookie Crisp.
or you could actually pour it over Cinnamon Toast Crunch because rum chata.
And make your cinnamon toast crunch extra cinnamon toast crunchy.
But you would have to cut it, so you would do a little bit of milk.
Would
and then you wouldn't. The rest of the world would.
Perhaps. We're not here to judge.
But like, for instance, like the Kahlua, like if you just the Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Krispies or Count Chocula or whatever, you put a little bit of Kahlua in the bowl.
It is
after you've poured milk in it.
It is at this point that I should say that if you are under 21, don't try these.
If you're under 21 and you're buying liquor already, good for you, but you need to quit.
If you steal your parents' rum chata and put it in your breakfast cereal, they're going to get mad because they were probably going to do that. So
yeah,
rum
because
chata is one of those
both
things.
the kids and the adults are listening to us. So
the
we're
rum
just giving
chata
all
was one
bad
of those
ideas
things
right
that
now.
I'm like glad they made it, but at the same time I'm like, God, why would you have to do that to me? Because I like rum chata.
well, I mean, me and Katie were mixing rum chata and Overwise chocolate milk.
Oh my God!
Oh man,
Yeah,
yes.
that was a great idea.
man,
That's a spectacular.
rum chata with like a lot of different things.
And then
We
Katie's
used to just
husband.
shoot rum chata straight up.
right,
Katie's husband got mad because when he came upstairs and he was just like, "All right, now I'm going to try my rum chata," and me and Katie was like, "Did we leave any?" Because we had like 5 glasses of this.
I think I had my honey whiskey, so he was fine.
I remember there was like one bonfire where we had like homemade rum chata.
No, we made hot chocolate
Oh,
using
and
rum chata.
Yeah, we mixed it with rum chata, and that was so thick.
That's because the recipe we found actually told us to literally melt Andy's mints.
That's right. That's why it was so
Into it.
thick, because the freaking
It was
mints-
super thick. Now, if I were to do it again,
It was still
I
delicious.
would cut back on the amount of Andy's mints
Right.
and put more cream and rum chata in there to allow it to be a little thinner.
Yeah. It was still delicious. I just couldn't
Yeah.
put down that much
So,
of it.
I don't
because,
remember
I
what the
couldn't
recipe
breathe
was,
as we're
but it
taking
was-
a sip. There was, like my whole mouth was just coated with a whole layer of rum chata, hot chocolatey weirdness. Yeah.
Now, that was made in a crock pot, so it was a crock pot recipe that we literally just put in a crock pot, put some chocolate in there, and then
Oh, at this point, that mint chocolate liqueur that I was talking about, I want to go get a bottle of that with the bottle of rum chata and mix it with a little bit of Overwise chocolate milk and see what the hell happens.
And then what kind of cereal are you trying with it though? Gotta bring it full circle. You gotta put some cereal
So
in there.
at that point in time, it's basically like a cold hot chocolate.
Yeah.
So I think. Oh, this is tough. Because I mean, you could throw it in cinnamon toast crunch. I think it would work okay.
I was thinking, yeah, it would work pretty well with cinnamon toast crunch.
I think it would only go really well with any of the chocolate cereals.
I think probably the best one to try it with would be something
Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles.
That would be good.
Man, yeah, that would be really good. Dang.
Yeah, dang.
This is not the conversation I thought I was going to be having today.
Oh, so we went from just cereal to cereal with alcohol. So that's the best way to wake up with cereal and alcohol. So if you have a hangover from the night before, what's the best way to get over a hangover? Is just to keep drinking.
That's right.
And if you feel like you need a bit more alcohol in that little concoction I just made, just maybe make it a little Irish. Throw a little bit of Irish cream in there. And
right. So yeah.
Anyway, so I thought this was going to be a longer conversation about cereal, but we gotta go all over the place.
Well, to be honest, we kind of didn't come up with what we were going to talk about until until like 5 minutes before we actually started recording.
True.
And just so everybody knows, I just slammed my head into James's kitchen island countertop, so that's why I stopped in the middle of that.
But I mean, cereal. Back to cereals anyway. So we're going to, I don't know, finish our top.
Let's read through some of the. We got a list here.
We do have a list.
2018 of the top.
Yeah, so
top
I found
50 series.
I found a list from this year, 2020, in April, but it was only the top 16. The Nerdist did a list of top 50 in 2018, and we'll just go through from the bottom and just start talking. Just they're here. 50 was shredded wheat. Because and these are by sales, so the most sellingest. So this is the 50th most sellingest cereal in 2018 was shredded wheat because people don't like themselves. Grape Nuts is 49 because
they hate themselves.
Yeah. 48 is Boo Berry. I have a feeling that's so low on the list just because there's a lot of places you can't
seasonal.
get it.
Yeah, it's so seasonal.
Well, the thing is, there are places in the country where you can get it all year long. Like it's that region's version of Count Chocula.
Oh, really?
So like here we can get Count Chocula all the time.
This is
but
true.
Boo Berry is other regions Count Chocula, and same thing with Frankenberry, which is 47.
Just to be super nerdy here, it's kind of like in Pokemon Go. Like you can't get Heracross unless you live in South America.
Right.
Or
it's a regional thing.
Yeah.
So 48 was Boo Berry, 47 Frankenberry, 46 is Wheaties because the Breakfast of Champions is something that no one eats.
They just buy them for the box with the cool pictures on the front of the sports.
That's right.
40,
there was Becky Lynch on one of them like 2-3 months ago. I was like, wow.
45 is a cereal I'd never heard of, but I want to try. Nut and Honey Crunch.
They still
commercials were great.
I don't know, but if they do, I'm going to go find it and I'm going to eat it because, like I said, Honey Nut Clusters was one of my favorite cereals. They stopped manufacturing it in 2012.
You like honey, but you should like Honey Bunches of Oats then.
Which is something I'm gonna try also. But if I can find Nut and Honey, I'm gonna try that too. Special K is 44.
That's just a very bland cornflake.
I could eat that though still too.
Okay. 43 is Waffle Crisps. What? Which is a thing that I forgot existed.
Yeah.
What is that, like the same thing as Honey Crisp? I think I might have seen this before.
I think they're a lot.
I think it's Cookie
Crisp.
I think it's maybe the same people that make Cookie Crisp.
Yeah.
They have like a
waffle
like a
cones?
mapley sugar, like a syrup flavor to this cereal, or
I think
is it
so.
just like a like a waffle shaped?
So like the waffle cones that you get, like the homemade ones that they the homemade ones that they roll to put ice cream in. Well, they're just taking the waffle
material
and they turned it into little.
I bet that probably tastes pretty good.
Number 42 was Rice Krispie Treats cereal, not Rice Krispies, but the Rice Krispie Treats cereal.
Already marshmallowed up and treated.
That's just weird though, because the marshmallow would just get hard.
41 is Alpha Bits, which I feel like is entirely parents buying for their children.
As in what, like Alpha?
Well, Alphabets was frosted.
The Alphabets.
The Alphabets back in the day, the Alphabet cereal had a little bit of like a sugar coating over the Alphabets.
They have marshmallows.
Well, now they have marshmallows.
What?
They didn't.
Yeah,
before.
I was about to say, I don't ever remember Alphabets having marshmallows.
Yeah, I remember it. Number 40 is Honeycomb. which we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
The marshmallows are the vowels.
Right.
Oh, is it really?
Uh-huh.
I never bothered differentiating. I haven't had alphabets since I was a kid.
Right.
Number 39 is Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, whoever decided that chocolate chip cookies needed to be a cereal was
Is
a
a rich
genius.
man, probably.
They were a genius, but every time I eat Cookie Crisp, I'm always disappointed because it doesn't taste like cookies, really.
Yeah, I mean they had to make it. They
There's-
had to make it structurally sound to hold up in milk.
Man,
so.
screw that. They could have just put a bunch of chocolate chip cookies in a box. And
And then you'd have the same issue that Devin had with
Yeah,
his Oreos.
no.
With my
I don't
well,
think
no.
so.
See, my
If we-
problem
if
wasn't
we-
the
if we-
cookies. My problem was the
Right.
the filling. That
Okay,
shit is
that's
way
the thing.
too sugary.
Doing that with Oreos, maybe there's a problem. If we went and bought a box of Chips Ahoy,
I bet
like
that would be
the
delicious.
regular hard Chips
It
Ahoy,
would turn to mush, and all you would taste is the chocolate chips.
man,
And
put
I
more
would
cookies.
enjoy that.
You put more cookies. Number 38 was Corn
The
Flakes.
funny
Right.
thing is that I keep thinking about when you said Cookie Crisp like that, is those little packages of the little chocolate chip cookies.
The famous Amos.
Famous Amos.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, just put like 2 or 3
Oh, yeah,
of those.
we could just pour those into a
pour those
into
into
a
some
bowl.
milk and chocolate.
Yeah, because those are bite size, so you just pour those.
Yeah,
2
those
packages
are,
of those
are
are more with
amazing.
some milk on 'em,
anyways.
it'd be
They're
good.
like the best little
Um,
dollar cookie.
So
anything
before
ever.
I get to number 37, public service announcement: don't do drugs, kids. Because I just feel like we sound like a bunch of stoners. Just 37 is French Toast Crunch.
French Toast Crunch,
Which
not
is-
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Right. French Toast Crunch, that other cereal they make that I forgot that they did.
It's pretty
Um,
good still, but not as good as,
Yeah,
Number-
definitely not as good.
Number 36, Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
I like the with almonds, but then again, I like.
I
almonds,
usually get like with almonds and like there's one that comes with like cinnamon clusters, so like that's
Oh.
my favorite is
Yeah, I
almonds
never thought about that.
sliced and cinnamon clusters are amazing.
So 35 is Rice Chex.
I could eat the hell out of some rice.
I
Chex,
forgot
too,
about the rice.
honestly, yeah.
The rice as a medium. We were talking about the wheat and the corn checks, and the rice checks are one.
Yeah. 34 is one that I've never heard of. It's Puffins.
I got nothing.
The Nerdist calls it the best grown-up cereal that still tastes good, but regular kind isn't great, just decent.
Interesting.
What? Sounds contradictory, but all right.
So Peanut Butter Crunch is number 33. Peanut Butter
Yeah.
Captain Crunch.
Hells yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff.
I would rank it higher, but I think
Um,
that's just me.
Right.
Number 32 is Honey Smacks, which
Oh my God, those little wheat puff things.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Here's-
are so
here's-
good.
here's the thing.
Those are pretty.
I liked the taste of Honey Smacks, but for some reason, every time I ate them when I was a kid, they would give me a headache, and I don't know why. And so I never ate them. 31 is Captain Crunch Berries.
Hells
Oh,
yeah.
crunch berries.
30 is Crispix.
Never heard of that.
I've heard of Crispix.
I've seen them. They're the 8-sided little things that look like checks.
They're basically Chex, but apparently they hold up better in milk than regular Chex.
I don't know. I like the way that Chex hold up in milk because they just like
And
soak
apparently,
that crap up.
yeah,
and
Chex
it's-
apparently hold up, just fine in milk, but apparently Crispix is the version that holds up even better, but aren't as good on their own.
Right.
So that's probably why they're 30 and not wherever the heck Chex is on this list.
Probably, I guess higher.
29 is Golden Crisp,
Oh man, golden.
which
Crisp?
is a thing that I completely forgot existed.
Same.
I mean, that was it. The mascot was like the bear with the blue shirt or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's an obscure one.
Yeah. 28 is Life cereal.
That's a good one.
Life
And
isn't half
it's
bad.
about the same thing as Chex.
27 is regular Cheerios.
Fair.
I'm down.
Uh,
Like I
tw-
said, I like regular Cheerios. So.
26, and this makes me feel a little bit vindicated that it's high enough on this list to be here. Kix Kicks, yeah.
It's a vindication. We were
Like I
just
said,
talking
it has a
that one
little
up.
bit of sweet to it.
Right.
25 is Reese's Puffs. 24 is Trix.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't understand the justification for that one.
Oh, Trix is for kids.
Tricks is for kids, I guess, but I never understood. They changed them into like the balls.
Oh,
They're
did
not
they?
even- they're not even like the shapes and stuff. And now there's like a theory: did they change them into the balls, or are we just too old now to see the shapes because tricks are for kids?
Well, so the tricks now are all in the shape of the fruit.
Yeah.
that they're supposed to be. And
What?
back in the day, they used to be balls.
No, I think they're still balls. I'm pretty sure they changed them to where they're just balls.
You know what? They might have both.
I don't know. I haven't seen the real shape.
Oh,
like,
dude, this hurts my brain. 23 is Corn Pops, which is a cereal I forgot to mention, but I love Corn Pops.
Corn
agreed.
Pops are good.
And also, Corn Pops is a bad dude, so... That's a political reference, I'm sorry.
Okay. Corn Pops, man, I forgot all about the Corn Pops. Those are really good. They get a little soggy after a while in the milk, but they still taste pretty good.
22 is Special K Red Berries.
Oh yeah, this has like strawberry, like the dehydrated or freeze dried strawberries and raspberries in it.
So 21, throwing it back to a reference from before, this is regular Rice Krispies,
Right, regular Rice Krispies. I don't know why you could.
as opposed to the Rice
Rice
Krispies
Krispies
treat
treats.
cereal that was way down on the list. 20 is Apple Jacks.
Okay,
And again,
so
we talking about this off
so
pod, but I haven't had Apple Jacks in a long freaking time.
yeah.
And I used to love Apple Jacks
Um,
because in that little variety pack I used to get from my grandma,
Yeah.
that was one of the ones we'd save for last because they were
So,
one of the
here's,
good ones.
here's the funny thing. 20 Apple Jacks, 19 Apple Cinnamon Cheerios.
So the same thing, just Cheerios are smaller than Apple
Right.
Jacks.
And came out way after Apple Jacks. Like,
So-
like seriously, like Cheerios are just like, you know what? We're going to take out our competitors by literally making the exact same cereal.
So
Well,
I'm
they
gonna
did because
interrupt
they
right
had the
quick.
fruit. They had the fruit Cheerios, which is basically Fruit Loops.
So I'm gonna interrupt right quick. So the classic tricks is just the shapes, or just the balls, like the little round things. And now apparently in like the last couple of years they brought back the actual fruity shapes that they had in the 90s. So
See,
you
that-
can get both now.
Them being in the fruit shapes is the one I remember because when I was coming up.
Yeah,
as a
I
little
thought
kid
that
in
was the
90s.
classics. Yeah, I thought that's just what tricks were, and then all of a sudden they changed it back to the classics, but I didn't know that that's what it was before, so
Right.
I thought that this was just...
So number 18 is a cereal I've never heard of. It's called Basic 4.
I've heard of it, but I wouldn't expect it to be so high on the list.
Although this is kind of funny. The Nerdist is a little blurb on it. The box makes it look healthy, but it's not. What it is, though, is one of the best cereals out there with a great mix of different flavors and textures. Not to exaggerate, but if you've never tried it, you've wasted your life. So I guess I need to go find Basic 4 and give it a shot.
Right, no kidding.
Well, I mean, I've heard of it. I've never tried it.
Yeah, I
I've
thought
never
it was
even
just
heard
a
of it.
health cereal, so that's why I didn't try it.
So number 17 is regular Captain Crunch. So just about everything that Captain Crunch has made is on this list.
Yeah, because it's phenomenal.
16 Honey Nut Cheerios, which we looked at the 2020 list. Honey Nut Cheerios was number 1.
Right.
15 Frosted Mini Wheats. 14 Cocoa Krispies. All right.
Wasn't that the same thing as like Cocoa Pebbles?
They're kind of, but
I
they're
think
Rice
they're- I
Krispies.
think
They're-
Those are like
they're
the
chocolate version of
Rice
Rice
Krispies
Krispies.
version.
yeah, they're
Okay,
chocolate
yeah, yeah.
coated Rice Krispies.
I forgot about that.
I used
forgot the
to.
difference
My
between the
favorite
two.
Rice Krispie treats were to make them out of the Cocoa Krispies instead because they
Right.
use that chocolate
Hell
with the
yeah.
marshmallow.
All right. 13 is Fruit Loops. Number 12 is a thing that I didn't know existed, but I want to try it now. Honey Kicks.
Honey Kicks.
Interesting.
So an even sweeter Kix.
Okay, cool. I'm down.
11's Raisin Bran, because everyone poops.
Yeah, everybody poops.
10 is Cocoa Puffs. 9 is Peanut Butter Puffins. So the puffins that I talked about before that I think none of us recognized.
Apparently
the peanut butter version is number 9.
Top 10. Look at that.
8 Fruity Pebbles, which we've been talking about Fruity Pebbles a lot.
I think we all agree belongs in top 10.
And I need to go try, because I haven't had Fruity Pebbles since I was probably like 13.
Oh, really?
7 is Golden Grams. Oh man.
What, like, what was it? Golden Grams was just like the regular, like, weren't those basically it was like Cinnamon Toast Crunch just without the cinnamon or any
Yeah.
any of that? That was pretty good stuff too.
Yeah. 6 Honey Bunches of Oats Honey Roasted.
I have not tried that one.
I guess it's just Honey Bunches of Oats with extra honey.
Yeah, I guess. They just like...
5 is Count Chocula, which... The fact that Count Chocula is so much higher on the list than its other 2 cereals, Boo Berry and Frankenberry, I have a feeling that Count Chocula has a bigger region, or maybe it's just nationwide.
I think
and the other 2 are only regional.
Yeah, I think the other 2 are regional, and this one's just nation.
4 Lucky Charms, because
I'm not surprised by that. I do like Lucky Charms, but I think it's
I'm not a huge fan of Lucky Charms, but I mean, kids love Lucky Charms because everyone wants to chase a leprechaun, I guess.
And marshmallows.
Well, it's the marshmallows.
There's marshmallows in a cereal. It's going to be
there's a lot of cereals that have marshmallows in it.
Yes.
It's like Alphabets and Lucky Charms in the same freaking cereal.
They are the exact same cereal. One's
just highly marketed compared to the other.
Right. 3 is Frosted Flakes.
Yep. Agreed. That could be in the top 3 for sure.
2 is Cocoa Pebbles.
Okay.
And 1, in case anyone was thinking, where is this on the list? Well, here it is, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yep. I'm not at all surprised by that being the number 1 cereal.
I mean, that's a long list, but yeah, I mean, he did a good job of really placing things.
There's some random things on there that I didn't know existed, so like I wasn't really accounting for those.
Again, though, a lot of people have different tastes. Like, for instance, Devin might not have put a lot of the peanut buttery stuff in there.
Right.
He could have dropped those down lower. But I mean, for me,
it would take me like 4 years just
peanut
to make
butter
a top
Captain,
50.
For me, peanut butter Captain Crunch would have been at least in the top 15 because that was one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. So. But I mean, at this point in time, I think I'm gonna probably end up spending a fair amount of time standing around in the cereal aisle in Walmart.
No doubt.
It's like I'm gonna go get a cart, fill the entire cart with nothing but cereal. I'm gonna need to get another cart to fill with milk.
Right.
All right. I think
we're gonna start our business and make some money.
Yes, we will definitely
Cereal
look
killers.
into opening a small restaurant that just serves cereal.
That would be amazing.
I'd be down.
We'd make money.
We could. I mean, think about it. I think that if we stayed open late nights and early mornings, we could make money.
I feel like there's a bunch of people that are going to steal our freaking idea.
I think there is. I really do think there is a cereal bar out there.
Probably, yeah. How could nobody have thought about it yet?
I bet you.
Sure.
I bet you if we walked the loop, I bet you we would find one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not the loop, but
maybe definitely New York.
We could go to
somewhere.
California and probably
There's
find
probably
one.
something.
New York or L.A. is what I was thinking would probably be a good place for him because I could totally see it ended up there.
L.A., San Diego, somewhere around there.
So this is a pretty short, sweet little thing that we just wanted to have a little bit of fun.
I'm not sure how short it was, but
It's a little under an hour.
Close to an hour. I don't think we can stretch it into 2 parts, though.
No, definitely can't stretch this into 2 parts.
I think we've reached the.
But
But
again,
regardless,
we just
come back to part 2 to hear our suggestions. And
so I just wanted to do something a little fun for this little podcast. It's not like we don't ever do anything fun in our podcast because there's always fun in our podcast. But this is just a little quick topic that we threw together literally today. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to do a couple recommendations.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic recommendations.
Yeah,
So-
it's non-alcoholic. Right?
Um,
I'm gonna recommend to Tim and anybody else who hasn't tried it to try Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Honey Bunches of Oats. I'm gonna say
There's a lot of
If you-
different flavors.
if you hadn't had, had Kicks in a while, go try some Kicks.
I think that
My thing is, my recommendation is, if you find 2 flavors of cereal that you think blend
Mix
together,
that crap together.
definitely mix them together, because mixing cereals is a thing.
I once watched
And
an
they
entire
do-
instructional video on how to properly mix cereals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like there's people on YouTube.
It was done by a lawyer.
Yeah, he's a local lawyer too.
Yeah, he works for what? Brown
Like
Group?
Brown and Crouppen, I
This is
think.
how you do it legally.
You know,
But,
'cause he does videos on like legal advice and junk. But like one of the days he's just like, okay, here's how you properly mix cereal.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that
here's how
him
you
and
properly
his,
open boxes and
I don't know if you've seen
That's
these, but
hilarious.
him and his colleagues,
Mhm.
they go to sandwich shops around the area
oh yeah,
and critique their sandwich
review. Yeah,
yeah, they're
Brown
really
and Crouppen.
yeah,
No
and
kidding.
they really do a good job at it. But anyway,
Lawyers have a lot of time
Enough-
on their hands apparently.
so my recommendation is don't be afraid to mix your cereals together, because seriously, I think Crunch Berries and Peanut Butter Crunch would be an amazing mixture.
And share your love.
So
Share your findings.
if you have anything that you want us to try mixed up, or maybe even a cereal that we
I mean,
didn't
I've
mention,
done things like cinnamon toast honeycomb.
yeah,
You know,
something that we didn't
I think
mention,
I've
or a
mixed
cereal that you.
I think I've mixed Cheerios with just about anything.
Yeah.
Cheerios and cornflakes probably with just about any other cereal.
anything you had half a bowl of stuff left.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah.
And
Definitely.
of course, I got Honey Nut Cheerios in the closet.
So if there's any cereals out there that you would like us to try, throw them in the comments.
yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I'll say talk at you later.
Bye.